PIB news for 21st August 2024 are as follows. In the first, Indian African business conclave is going on. The motto of the conclave is creating one future. The conclave is organized from 19th to 21st August. The main point is Vice President address, which provides enough material for mains question on India and Africa relationship. Some of the highlights of address of Vice President include: he highlighted the focus of 19th CII India-Africa Business Conclave on India-Africa Growth Partnership would surely afford opportunities either side to fully exploit the growth and participatory avenues in varied areas, including building strong financial partnerships, infrastructure, transformation and space sector cooperation, or fostering value chains in agriculture, mining and food processing sectors. He talked about that India is Africa's fourth largest trading partner with $85 billion in bilateral trade and $75 billion in investment. The AFCFTA and India's DFTP scheme offer enormous opportunities for deeper economic integration and mutual development. India and Africa have strong defense ties with Indian military training and third largest UN peacekeeping contribution. India also actively participates in maritime security and has taken initiatives in African region in this direction. India's rise and inclusive multilateralism drive progress for Global South. This is a new concept, Global South. It can be used in mains as and when needed. Participation of African countries in International Solar Alliance, headquartered in India, the Global Biofuel Alliance, and the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure CDRI is also appreciated by India. Vice President highlighted that India is thankful to Africa for helping to recreate our biodiversity by providing us with cheetahs and invites African countries to join International Big Cat Alliance. He also told that India is naturally aligned with Africa's imperative to reduce its dependence on raw material exports and better integrate its production and trade activities into the global economy. He also highlighted resurgent Africa and a rising India. These are the two really good phrases. Resurgent Africa and a rising India can give a strong impetus to South-South cooperation, especially in areas like clean technology, climate resilient agriculture, maritime security, connectivity, and the blue economy. He also told that India looks forward to organizing the India-Africa Forum Summit 4 to provide a more contemporary agenda for cooperation between the two sides. Another news is from PIB is again prelim relevant. That is, Indian Navy signs MOU with BEML Limited. The MOU is signed to drive indigenization of marine equipments and systems. So BEML Limited, it is a Schedule A company under Ministry of Defence. The MOU will help and is aligned with Government of India's Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. This partnership aims to strengthen self-reliance in defense production and reduce dependency on foreign OEMs. Another news from PIB is again prelim relevant. So this is the visit of, it is by Ministry of Defense. It talks about the visit of Admiral Marcos Olsen, Commander, Brazilian Navy. So Admiral Marcos of Brazilian Navy is in India for official visit from 19 to 24th August. The important thing is he received a ceremonial guard of honor at South Block Lawns. Number 2 is the Brazilian navies. This is important. The Brazilian Navy and Indian Navy have been interacting in multilateral forums like Milan and India-Brazil South African Maritime IBSA-MAR. Another, the Admiral Marcos Olsen would also visit Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, that is IFC-IOR, Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region at Gurugram. Another news from Ministry PIB is from Ministry of Labour and Employment. The news is Ministry launches Building and Other Construction Workers BOCW Management Information System. So Building and Other Construction Workers Management Information System portal. This ministry is also reviewing preparedness of states in finalization of draft rules under 4 labor codes and progress of implementation of welfare schemes for building and other construction workers. So important thing in the news is about this portal, BOCW Management Portal System, MIS portal is related to what? The answer is building and other construction workers. So another scheme for workers include from the ministry is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, that is under Ayushman Bharat. Ayushman cards for health benefit have been approved for 1.3 crore building and other construction workers. So government also claims 85,000 workers have been covered with insurance under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Another 1.24 lakh workers have been covered for protection against disability under Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. So another initiative of the ministry is E-Shram portal. This portal, E-Shram portal, is to enable access to various schemes as a one-stop solution for unorganized sector workers. Another news from PIB is again prelims relevant. ICGS Suje, that is Indian Coast Guard offshore patrol vessel Suje, makes port call in Indonesia for a 2-day visit. So important thing is, for the first time 2 women ICG Indian Coast Guard officers are on board the ship to represent women in maritime security and safety. Another prelim important information is, what is the Coast Guard of Indonesia? It is Bakmal, that is Badan Keamanan Laut Republik Indonesia. Another thing is 10 NCC cadets are aboard this Suje ICGS who will participate in Environment Protection Walkathon, contributing to government's Puneet Sagar Abhiyan. So in the news you can look for Puneet Sagar Abhiyan, number 1, ICGS Suje, number 2, Bakmala you can remember as Coast Guard of Indonesia. So another PIB news is, our Minister of Defense will go on official visit to US from August 23 to 26. He will meet his counterpart, US Secretary of Defense Mr. Lloyd Austin. The visit aims to further deepen, now this phrase is important, India-US comprehensive global strategic partnerships. So do study about this India-US comprehensive Global Strategic Partnership. This is relevant for mains purpose. Get a detail of this partnership, strategic partnership that India shares with US. Another news from PIB is coming from Uttarakhand. It is more of a prelim relevant. So it comes from Ministry of Defence. DG National Cadet Corps flags off 88th NCC Cadet Mountaineering Expedition to Mount Abigamin in Uttarakhand. So the only important thing is that for the map location, you can have a look at Mount Abigamin Peak, situated in Garhwal Himalayas in Uttarakhand. Another prelim relevant news is Raksha Rajya Mantri visits Naval Base Karwar to review operational capabilities of Indian Navy and ongoing infrastructure projects under Project Seabird. So two things are, one map location you can go for Karwar, Karnataka, and another is Project Seabird. So prelim question can be Project Seabird is related to. So Project Seabird is related to India's largest naval infrastructure project, which is integral to enhancing the Indian Navy's blue water capabilities, with plans to further develop the base into one of the most advanced naval bases in Asia. So another important point from here is the minister also paid his respect to naval personnel who sacrificed their lives in the liberation of Anjadeep Island during the 1961 liberation operations. So you can look for 1961 liberation operations and the map location for Anjadeep Island. Both these can be relevant for the prelim. Another news from PIB is RBI under its governor Shri Shantikant Das has been rated A+ for the second time in a row in Global Finance Central Banker Report Cards 2024. It is important given that Indian stock market has recently shocked the world by staying resilient even after world economy saw some very low points. Another news coming from PIB is Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh announces that Chandrayaan 3 was a milestone and Chandrayaan 4 and 5 are to follow soon. Gaganyaan mission will be the first mission to send first Indian in space in 2025. On the eve of first National Space Day. So National Space Day is on August 23, 2023. It was declared on the eve of India becoming the fourth country to land on the moon and the first to reach its southern polar region. So this year we are celebrating our first National Space Day. The theme of National Space Day, which is to be celebrated on August 23, is Touching Lives While Touching the Moon, India's Space Saga. He highlighted how ISRO is collaborating with Indian Navy for crew module recovery as a preparation for Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan mission is to send first Indian in space in 2025. Another highlight is 1000 crore investment came in space sector within months of collaboration with private partners. There are around 300 startups in space sector in India now, and India is very soon to see first private launching station, and one of the cornerstone of ISRO is in the coming years, or its milestone that it want to achieve is to establish Bharatiya Antariksh Station by 2023, and by 2024 it is planning to land a Indian on the moon. Another news from PIB is related to general talk, but as you are preparing and it is a high competition, high stress exam, so Ministry of Law and Justice organized a workshop on happiness, building capacity through human values. So it says communication skills and stress management are essential to build on human resource competence and to grow with a healthy mindset in a work environment. Minister also highlighted that sharing the problem with others would not only help in elevating the issues for constructive solution, but also essential for increasing productivity in work. So indirectly it says that while preparing you must engage in discussion with the fellow people who are preparing for the exam. So it's better to read this article. So he also said the mantra for well-being and to stay happy is to tackle stress in one's life objectively is of vital essence. He highlighted that sharing problems with others would not only help in elevating the issues for constructive solution, but also essential for increasing productivity in work. He says communication skills should be honed and developed by officials, which builds credibility in work. And he also observed that communication gaps should be reduced, and it is a management skill which is essential to build on human resource competence of the department and to grow with a healthy mindset in a happy and sustainable manner. इसका हमारी प्रिपरेशन में क्या वैल्यू रहा कि आप जितना लोगों से बात करोगे उतना ही, जितना आप अपने रिसोर्सेज को बेस्ट यूटिलाइज करोगे उतने ही आप कॉम्पिटेंट बनोगे, उतना ही हैप्पी एंड सस्टेनेबल मैनर में हेल्दी माइंडसेट के साथ आप ग्रो करोगे अपनी प्रिपरेशन में. He also says while working in a team certain skills and traits are very essential. These skills are coordination and professionalism. These two skills are also important while tackling the pertinent facets of work-life balance and well-being. He also says that being diligent to one's work and having a purpose in one's life is very important. He also highlights work provides identity to a person. Being proud of work being performed is important for long-term sustenance in the preparation. He also highlighted one should have spiritualism in his or her mind space. Again, for the preparation of UPSC, it is very important that you should have belief, the spiritualism in mindset. Whether you believe in God, that's very good. Even if you are atheist, you must practice spiritualism. It relaxes your mind. He also talks about maintenance of work-life balance, that is preparation and personal life balance. It is essential to find purpose in one's life and to be optimistic in work environment, or you can say preparation environment, since happy is the essence of life. He also highlights mind and action should be aligned for happiness. So it's better you go and read this speech. This is very motivational speech, and you can find some good point which can sustain you for another